YouTube, hi, how you doing? It's Ace. Here we are with another lovely little reaction. We have the Shredder Trials, Part 3. Honestly, I've been waiting for this one for a while, so I'm excited. If you enjoy it, go check out the original video at 𝐄𝐦𝐚𝐢𝐥. And if you enjoy us, come check us out live, YouTube and Twitch. So, here we go.
For her punishment, you think he would just
Hater, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk.
So for her punishment, you think he would just ground her or spank her or something? No. He decided to hang her over a giant pit of mutagen. No, bro, I've seen enough. Congratulations, you 4 out of and you too, you deadbeat trifling ass son of a bitch. I finally found a worse dad than y'all, bro. Holy God. Dog, even Tiger Claw was like, my nigga, hanging your own kid is crazy, not gonna lie.
Quiet, nigga. She will be perfectly fine. Isn't that right, my precious honey bun?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Shredder did 100% do this. Now, do I think he's a worse father than Show Tucker? Maybe not, but regardless, that is still crazy as hell. Jesus Christ. That is just mutating your own daughter. The Shredder Trials.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen.
It is time for the final trial
Yeah.
of the Shredder.
And the last challenger has approached to be judged for that superb round table status. And my God, it is time for one of the greatest haters of all time. And I mean this with no exaggeration. Top 5, damn near GOAT status if it wasn't for this. It is none other than the
Yeah. I don't really need to go into it that long. Like, if you know who the Reverse Flash is, you should know without a shadow of a doubt, the man's a hater. Hate it personified.
2012 Shredder. So y'all already know how this goes down. The evidence is on deck and ready to be presented. So without further ado, it is time for the finale of
The Shredder Trials.
Trials.
Exhibit A.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you Exhibit A, the genesis of hatred. Now, as we know with these trials, we have dealt with some crazy cases, from the mass murdering alien to the demon that rose from hell. But now we are finally dealing with the human. But that doesn't exempt him from doing some crazy ass shit.
It really doesn't. He's
Because
still
this
evil.
Shredder is known for being the hating ass nigga. Now, to understand why this man is the way he is, it only feels right to start back all the way at the beginning. So many years ago, the Foot Clan got completely washed by the Hamato clan, and their leader, 𝐄𝐦𝐚𝐢𝐥, was killed. So the only person who was left alive was a baby whose name was none other than Oroku Saki. So the leader of the Hamato clan decided to adopt him and raised him with his other son, Hamato Yoshi, aka Master Splinter. So these boys grew up as the best of friends, brothers. They even served in the damn war together. Look at these boys posted up in Nam. I know nobody was fucking with this squad. And these boys was tight, brothers for life, ride or die. But something happened that completely destroyed their relationship. And it was none other than a female. Oh yeah, these boys did not follow bro code. This is a bad shorty named Tang Shin.
When have you ever known in TV shows when two brothers for life ever follow the bro code? It doesn't happen. Something always goes wrong, and it's like,
you were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them!
Came in their life, and these niggas was horny. They was fighting and competing for her ass every day. Shredder stayed talking shit, saying, "You think Tang Shin want your sorry ass? Nah, she need a real nigga like me." All that shit you be talking and you won't even lay the pipe on the bitch. And over time, their relationship just got worse. So at first, Tang Shin dated Saki, but she broke up with that nigga and left him for Yoshi. So Yoshi,
Yeah, that's
got
fucked up.
in them cheeks, and they ended up having a
That's
baby
fucked up.
and got married. So Saki let jealousy get the best of him. He could not take this L. He hated this nigga Yoshi. Couldn't even stand being in the same room with the nigga. Every single chance they got, they started fighting each other. Sparring sessions turned into full-blown scrap fest. Even their dad was fed up. He was like, "The hell is wrong with you niggas? All of this fighting over what? Coochie?" But guess what? Their dad's lecture didn't even work. Cause later that night, Shredder started dirty macking. He went up to Tang Shin and told her, "Tang Shin, you look
Should be right about here.
beautiful as hell today. I know you with that bum ass nigga Yoshi. But hear me out, baby. I want you back. And I don't wanna be no side nigga. I wanna be your main nigga." And Tang Shin is not innocent in this situation. She was entertaining this nigga, over there smiling and
This
shit.
disrespect.
Bitch, you're married. You have another man's kid in your hands right now.
Disrespectful.
What are you doing? And guess what? Yoshi was watching this whole
Oh.
thing, and he was just disgusted.
I mean, who would
on
be?
one very fateful night, Saki figured out the truth about his entire backstory, how his adopted dad killed his actual dad and destroyed his whole clan. So he plotted to destroy the entire Hamato clan. So later that night, he approached Yoshi and Tang Shin. So he asked Tang Shin, he says, "Shin, I'll ask your fine ass one last time. Be with a real nigga." But Tang Shin told him, "No. Side nigga applications are closed." So these boys were about to fight to the death over some coochie. Absolutely ridiculous. So they start fighting to the death and destroying the whole damn house while doing it. And while they was fighting, Yoshi started talking to him and saying, "You're doing all this bullshit for some ass, nigga? Quit your yapping. You know damn well that you can handle all that ass." So the fight started heating up. Literally, Saki had a candle and the house lit on fire. And the whole fight, Saki was just applying pressure while Yoshi was on the back foot. Look at this, bro tripped him and just tried to repeatedly stab this man's guts out. He was not playing about murdering his brother. So while the fight continued, an absolute tragedy was about to happen. Saki ended up disarming Yoshi and was about to kill him. But Tang Shin comes in and tries to stop him, and she gets cut down by Saki, dying instantly. So Saki tried to run to her, but debris ended up falling on him and burning his face. He got turned into Darth Vader without the mask, and this was just awful. First of all, we got arson for burning down the house. You murdered the only girl that you love while trying to kill your brother.
Something I never understand about these type of situations where someone jumps in to like block the blow is that the person doing the attack still has more than enough time to see that they jumped in the way. So you would think that they'd be able to just like, you know what, I can pull back just a little bit until I get them out the way, and then continue the kill. But that never really happens. I just like, I get it's a show, so I'm maybe thinking a bit too much of this, but you know, you would think someone would have thought of this by now. Anyone.
And they don't say this, but it's implied that their dad, Hamato Yuta, died in that house fire. So
well,
he also killed
not
your
surprising.
adopted father. But if you didn't think this could get any more f***ed up, oh boy, let me tell you. After he leaves the burning house, screaming in agony, he ends up finding their baby. And him thinking Yoshi is dead as well, he says, "If I can't have Tang Shin, then I'll take your daughter, nigga."
Disrespectful.
So he kidnaps his daughter and raises her as his
But to
own.
be fair, she probably would have died there.
Foot
No one had
assassin.
showed up.
And his daughter was none other than Karai. And he kept on telling her every day,
You know the man who ruined our family, daughter? It was that vile man, Hamato Yoshi. He killed your mother.
You're
this
sick.
nigga gaslights her every day that Splinter killed her mom. And he has trained her to hate him. And she be looking at this picture of her mama every day. And she be thinking, when I get my hands on that rat ass nigga, I'ma kill his ass. Not knowing that the man that actually killed your mother is your so-called father. The Shredder Trials.
Damn. Exhibit A.
Jesus
Our-
Christ.
Damn.
Exhibit B.
Ain't too far.
Y'all ready, ladies and gentlemen? I now present to you Exhibit B, generational hatred. Yep.
2.0.
We haven't heard this term in a very long time. Not since that zesty ass hating ass nigga. But it's only fair to bring it back with this Play-Doh-faced bastard right here. So now we're fast forwarding to present day. So on the national news, they broadcasted a story that said there were ninjas in New York. And the police discovered a ninja star that was from the Turtles, and it had the Hamato clan symbol on it.
Okay.
So guess who was conveniently watching that newscast that
Can only be one.
across the world in Japan? Shredder. He saw this shit and immediately thought in his head,
After 15 long years, Mr. Steal Your Bitch finally decides to show his rat ass face.
Steal your bitch.
Roger, roger. So just off of a hunch that Splinter was alive, this nigga flew from Japan all the way to New York just to confirm his suspicion. So at first he sent Bradford and Zever to investigate, but they obviously failed. And I swear, bro, he was so pissed off at these niggas. He looked at them and said,
How hard can it be to find a giant ass rat in New York? And you come to me and tell me that you got your ass beat by nigga turtles. Fucking bootleg.
It's still going. Oh my god. Turtles. Oh my god. It's so funny every time.
Chuck Norris. The fuck are you laughing for, nigga? I should have left your black ass in prison where I found you, boy.
Damn. Rude.
Shredder's not beating the allegations anytime soon.
Rude.
So now it is time for us to observe the first confrontation. Now, out of all the Shredders, this one is the smoke demon. He doesn't jump like 𝐄𝐦𝐚𝐢𝐥, and he doesn't have bailout sorcery like Tengu. He's just gonna one-on-one dog walk your ass. So late one night, the Turtles will celebrate their victory, thinking shit was sweet, until they heard this man yell in the distance.
Without a single bit of hesitation.
Where is that rat?
Holy Jesus.
And this fight was just pure brutality. These boys got dog walked. Raphael came in first.
He didn't need powers or an army. He just did it.
To this big ass sign, electrocuting his ass. Then here come Donatello, sorry ass. Bro grabbed his staff, pumped him in his eyes, then backhanded his ass. Told his ass, night, night, nigga. So then Michelangelo tried to chain him up, but he yanks the chain and kicks this man all the way off the roof. So then Leonardo came in, got thrown. Donatello tries to hit him, but his staff cracks in half. And he just looks at him like,
You serious, my brother?
so he throws them into each other. Then he speed blitzes them and diagnoses them with CTE.
Damn,
These boys were cooked.
whooped
So then he
their
grabs Leo, slams him on the wall, and told him,
Tell me what Splinter is and I promise I'll let you live long enough to watch him die.
but right before he was about to kill bro, he got distracted by mutated Zever and mutated Bradford. And he looked back over and they was out of there. They ain't waste no time to dip. And I ain't about to waste time either. Time to put them charges on that ass. Child abuse times 4.
Yep.
Attempted murder times 4. Assault and battery times 4. And let me not forget, animal abuse times 4. Yep, Peter called and said we can't let that nigga get away with that shit no more. And just off of that, that's 16 charges, nigga. He beat their ass so bad, he pulled a slate. He started beating their ass in their dreams. That CTE hit them like a train. So Shredder's main goal was to kill Splinter because he wanted this nigga in the dirt because he stole his bitch. And he was going to do it by any means necessary. Take, for example, he sent his so-called daughter to beat the shit out of April O'Neil in a dark alley. I mean, dog, she put her on a wall and put her in a whole wall combo. Bitch did not move. She did not know her friend data. Then look at her walking, oh, help me, just to get grabbed and get that ass knocked out. Child endangerment, my nigga. I'm hitting your ass with
So
that.
excessive.
Your daughter to go beat the shit out of an innocent little girl just because she had connections to Splinter. Oh yeah, and then he kidnapped her just to lure Splinter out of hiding. So late one night, Splinter went to go save April just to see that it was a hologram. Because Shredder actually sold April O'Neil to the fucking Krang.
Lord have mercy.
Like, dog, this man just sold a child to a war-hungry alien race just to lure Splinter out so he could get his get back. So then this man started.
Also, when you think about it, like, the Krang needed April O'Neil to continue their whole quest for world domination, blah, 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 blah. So the idea that Shredder would just sell her to the Krang, regardless of knowing how dangerous that would be, just to get revenge on Splinter. Like, oh, an alien race invades the planet? I don't care, as long as that rat dies.
And laughing in the background like,
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself, yeah.
Whew.
hit him with the right hook of death out of nowhere. So 15 years later, these boys are about to have the run back. So these boys start scrapping, and Shredder hits him with the main electric wing God fist. But it got to the point in this fight where Splinter just asked him, "Nigga, what the f is wrong with you? You can't be this mad at me, your own brother, over a shorty." But this is when Shredder hit Splinter with the bombshell. He told him,
Yep, here it
You
is.
took the baddest bitch I ever knew from me. So I took the only thing you had left. Your daughter, nigga.
this man Splinter was shook. He thought his daughter died in that house fire all those years ago. But as we know, she didn't. Shredder kidnapped her and raised her as his own daughter. So after Splinter heard this revelation, he couldn't do shit. The controller disconnected.
Damn.
Shredder just started whooping his ass.
You broke his
So
spirit.
Another electric one God fist. But with an inch of health left, Splinter finally awoke that dog in him that would be in any man's heart if they ever fought another nigga that did some shit to him like this.
Oh,
He
yeah.
started whooping that big metal ass, beating that ass with that wing chop.
Beautiful.
Then kicked him
Beautiful.
across the room. So right when he was about to kill this man, Karai came in and stopped him. And it didn't take long. He looked at her once and he just instantly knew that was his daughter. And he just could not fight anymore. Now here is where we just see the damage Shredder has caused with his manipulation over the years. He told Karai,
Do you see that man, daughter? That is Hamato Yoshi, the man who killed your mother.
Manipulating.
serious?
sick bastard. That's all I could say. So she started snapping at Splinter. She told him, "Daddy told me what you did to my mom, so I'm gonna kill your rat stinky ass." This motherfucker's just laughing behind me. Oh my God, he's
Sick
terrible.
bastard.
So she ran at him, and Splinter just left. He couldn't do this shit no more. And she was just yelling at him like, "Why won't you fight me, you fucking rat ass coward piece of shit?" And it's just the look that he gives her, dog. Just the look of defeat. Your daughter has been manipulated all these years to hate you. I don't know about y'all, but I'd be sick to the bottom of my fucking stomach. The
Can't really come back from that, can you?
trials,
Should it be? I gotta admit, these exhibits are definitely a little bit more condensed than they usually are. But I guess since this is like an hour, there's more than enough evidence to just keep rolling around. So we gotta speed this along.
Exhibit C. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Exhibit C, the worst father of all time. Yep, I have dedicated an entire exhibit to explain to you why this man is one of the shittiest dads I've ever seen. Now, is he worse than this nigga? Hell
No.
At least Shredder technically loved his kid. But the amount of abuse he makes his 15-year-old daughter go through will make you want to pick up the phone and call CPS in a heartbeat. So, example one. Now, we already know that he trained his daughter to be an assassin and do dirty work for him. And we know very well that Shredder does not tolerate failure.
Nope.
So one day she came back from a mission and she's just doing her regular routine, coming in and showing respect for her dad. "Daddy, I have completed the mission." But Shredder told her,
Right. I heard you had the chance to kill one of them nigga turtles, if I'm not mistaken.
"Yeah,
So tell me, why the fuck their bodies are not in front of me right now?
they escaped, duh." So they kept on
Ooh,
arguing.
ooh.
And it got to a point where Karai decided to be a smartass. While he kept on yelling at her about how she let them escape, she yapped back at this nigga and told him, "They escaped from you, didn't they?" And this nigga snapped. He yelled at her like,
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
So he came down and told her,
Next time you ever open your fat ass mouth like that again, I will close that shit permanently.
Oh.
You understand me, little girl?
I understand, father.
Now fuck up my face and go kill them green niggas.
Like, dog, terrible. Now add all that on to example 2, his selfishness. This
Okay.
man don't give a fuck about nothing else than killing Splinter, even
Correct.
over his daughter's priorities. Swear to God, she came in one day and told him, Dad, life is lifing right now, and I'm just not mentally here anymore.
Little girl, do you think I give a flying fuck about your mental right now? The only thing you need to be thinking mentally right now is how to kill that fat ass trifling rat. Now get the step in and make daddy proud.
Yes, father. Again, terrible nigga. Example 3, using his daughter as a test subject. So Shredder made a deal with the Krang to make him
Right.
robotic foot soldiers. So guess
Yep.
who he decided to test them out on? Karai. He straight up had these niggas come in her room and jump her. And they did not hold back. They was programmed to kill her. So while she was fighting for her life, getting jumped by Terminators, one of them grabbed her and started crushing her wrist. They was about to kill her until Shredder finally stopped them. So he walks in yapping like,
Looks like these robots are deadlier than expected.
so Karai was like, oh my God, I thought they were gonna kill me. But you wouldn't let them do that to me, right, Dad? And this nigga looked at her dead in the face and said,
You should be lucky the skills that I taught you over the years bailed you out. If not for my skills, we'd be having a funeral for you tomorrow.
That's
Example number
crazy
4,
work.
denying the truth. So over time, Karai did some digging, and
Right.
she ended up figuring out that Splinter was her actual dad. Because that photo that she always be looking at of her mom was ripped in half. And when she went to go see Splinter, he had the full photo of him and his wife.
Mm.
So this basically explained that the only photo
Deny
that
that.
this man Shredder gave her was a picture that he ripped in half because Splinter was in it. Nah, bro, this is the pettiest nigga I have ever seen. Nigga said, oh yeah, I'll give you a picture of your mom, but first let me carefully cut this bitch ass nigga out of it. Oh my God. So she goes back to Shredder and she just straight up told him.
You're not my dad!
And he walked down and told her,
Damn, took you long enough. Tiger Claw, take her to the dungeon.
so this man just locked her up in a cell. So then the next day, he came back and said,
Right. Even though Splinter is your biological father, I am still your father at the end of the day because I simply couldn't let you be raised by that piece of shit rat. Hopefully one day you come to realize I did this for your own safety.
That's some
Bro,
crazy
this man is
mindset,
really trying to
man.
justify kidnapping her when she was a baby. This man is so in the head, it's insane. So a bit of time passed, and she ended up escaping. And she decided, I'm gonna sneak this man. But Shredder was already 2 steps ahead of her.
Karai. Hey, Renella, how you doing? Welcome in. Karai, I understand that you're upset. Shredder lied to you for years. He's not your dad. He kidnapped you from your dad and killed your mother. But if you've seen how deadly the Shredder is, why on earth would you think you have a chance to sneak him and get revenge? Did you just suddenly forget who you were trained by? He's beat up the Ninja Turtles. He beats up his own henchmen on a daily basis. Like, he's not gonna just lose to you. Oh my God.
He had a whole decoy in his throne. But then he comes out the corner like,
Little girl, did you really think that you could sneak the nigga that taught you how to sneak niggas in the first place?
but Karai was not trying to hear that lecture. She threw a smoke bomb and instantly dived in. But she was just hitting air the entire time. This nigga Shredder truly had ultra instinct. So then she tries to stab him, but he catches the sword. Then he tells her,
Foolish child, I taught you everything I know, little nigga, so I know your every move.
so then he backhands her like my dad did when I said my first cuss word in front of him. Still to this day, I would never cuss in front of my parents. So then he pins her down, and it was over. All the lights turned on in the base, and he whooped her ass in front of the whole Foot Clan. So after beating her ass, he ends up doing one of the worst things any Shredder has ever done. And that leads us into example 5. He decided to hang her.
I mean, hold on. Let this
Over
play out
a
first.
giant mutagen pit so he could use her as bait for Splinter and the Turtles. This was so absurd. Tiger Claw, his right-hand man, was like,
My nigga, hanging your own kid is crazy, not gonna lie. Quiet, nigga. She will be perfectly fine. Isn't that right, my precious honey bun?
So Splinter and the Turtles pull up, and Splinter and Shredder start having a child custody battle over Karai. This shit went from TMNT to an episode of Paternity Court. But while they was fighting, some footbots end up wrapping up Splinter and pinning him down. So while that was happening, Leonardo tried to jump up and save Karai. But this man Shredder jumped up to try to hit him, but he hits the chain, and Karai gets dropped in a pit of mutagen. So she ended up getting turned into a mindless serpent. And Shredder's just looking at her like, So guess what's the first thing this bastard does? He runs down to Splinter and immediately starts blaming him, yelling at him saying,
Hamato Yoshi, you did this!
Shredder, you, again, just like with her mom, you 100% caused this. You 100% caused this one. Oh my god. Also, yes, turning your kidnapped child into a mutant is bad, but I don't think it's gonna outweigh the 𝐄𝐦𝐚𝐢𝐥 Shredder committing genocide on multiple planets, or the demonic Shredder actions. It's still messed up, mind you, but I don't know if it's gonna outbeat genocide. It's kind of hard to outbeat.
like, nigga, oh my god, this motherfucker is allergic to taking accountability. If we look at the instant replay, we can clearly see your big brolicky muscular ass hit the chain and drop your daughter in that pit of shit. And you start blaming Splinter. Okay, nigga. So I guess we just gonna blame him for everything now. We gonna blame him for taking your bitch, killing your ex, then dropping your daughter in a deadly pit of mutagen. But it's all Splinter's fault, right? Unbelievable.
Ridiculous,
you know? It could get worse than this. Let's go into our final example of Father of the Year. Example 6, brainwashing your daughter. So when he got Karai back, after finding her in the streets being a wild serpent, he decided, my daughter's been a little disobedient lately. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna brainwash her so I can control her. So that's what he did. He started putting mind control worms in her brain so he could control her every move and take away her free will. Lord have mercy. First ballot Hall of Famer in the Worst Dads Hall of Fame.
Hold on, let me go back. Worst Dads Hall of Fame.
He controls her every move and take away her free will. Lord have mercy.
All right. There's Endeavor, of course, treated his kids like shit, especially what he did to Dabi and what he did to Todoroki. Valid. Fushigoro's dad. I haven't watched JJK, so I can't say much, but I did see the fight where he just literally whooped the shit out of his son without even knowing it was his own son in the first place. And without even giving him an explanation, he just killed himself. He's like, nah, I don't want to deal with this. Dead. Gon's dad, terrible. I don't remember what happened to Gon's mom, but Gon's dad just took off and left. And even when his son was injured in the hospital, couldn't use his net anymore, he was like a dried up raisin almost. He didn't even bother go seeing him. Not once. And then when his son finally showed up to see him at like this meeting, like in front of hundreds of people, he wanted to find some way to slip out then. Like, did not even care.
First ballot.
And then, of course, the Shredder.
Hall of Famer in the Worst Dads Hall of Fame.
Of course, Show Tucker's on the front of it. Hey Astro, did y'all like the Kendrick Bowl 2025? I thought I saw a bit of it. Like, I thought it was okay. Like, I don't listen to Kendrick these days. Not that I think his music bad. It's just like I just don't listen to him much. But I have been seeing the memes about what he did to Drake at the Kendrick Bowl at the Super Bowl, and that shit is hilarious. That shit is hilarious. Like, god damn.
Exhibit D. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Exhibit D. Planetary devastation.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was waiting on this one.
We are now past the halfway point in this trial. And I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know this right now. Everything after this point is just completely outrageous, if you didn't already think so in the first place. Now, before we get to this man's planetary level feat, we have to go over some more horrific things this man has done. So, our first case in Exhibit D is his mutilation spree.
Yep.
Now, we already know he decided to turn his daughter into a flesh-eating snake hybrid, but Karai wasn't the only person he decided to mutate. Matter of fact, there's 3 others. And our first victim is somebody we all know very well. Good old Baxter Stockman.
He can't catch a break in any universe.
It don't matter what iteration it is. Each variant of this motherfucker just gets violated. And this one is quite possibly his worst fate. So Stockman in this universe was captured by the Foot because he was trying to steal some of Shredder's goods. So Shredder decided to put his brain to use and basically make this man, well, quite literally, a slave. And if he f***ed up, well, he can just ask what happened to his 2003 counterpart. So in obvious Baxter Stockman fashion, this man fails multiple times miserably. So Shredder had enough. He put a collar on him with mutagen vials attached to it. And if he pissed him off one more time, he would set it off. So one fateful night, he walked up to bro and said,
"You nappy-headed Smash Bros cut-ass nigga, what the fuck is this?"
Master,
what?
This is my duck human concept. It can swim, fly, it even knows Taekwondo. Come on, Master, you gotta see the vision.
Hit it with the bullshit, nigga.
So he smashed all of his shit everywhere.
Oh my god!
You have failed me for the last time.
So he pulls out the trigger and is about to detonate it. So Stockman was begging for dear life, but Shredder didn't care. He clicked it. So the timer started going off, and this man started panicking, running around like a chicken with his head cut off. So the timer stops beating, and Shredder just walks away. And Stockman thinks he has been spared, but that was far from what was about to happen. The vials buzzed all over him. Pause. But yeah, mutagen was all over his body. And Stockman's fate, this man got turned into a fly.
Yep.
Like, bro, what is this? Out of all the animals, a fly? Insane work, bro.
Now, in fairness, though, he's technically still alive. I mean, if you compare it to the 2003 version, he lost an arm, he lost his leg. He eventually was nothing more than a brain in a jar. So, I feel like this is less horror. Sure, he's a mutant, but at least he didn't get mutilated at every single opportunity. So, still bad, but it's an upgrade, if anything. Not a great upgrade, but it's better than being turned into a Saw victim.
Then Shredder came down saying,
"Look at you now, you disgusting, nasty fuck. Now be a good little housefly, or I will swat your black ass and put your guts on display. Now take some chocolate, fuck nigga."
Yes, Master Shredder.
Oh
so after he made Stockman his first victim, he decided to mutate 2 more victims. And that was none other than Rocksteady and Bebop. Now, he decided to mutate them because A, they stole his helmet one day and tried to sell it on the black market.
They're dumb for
B,
that.
they kidnapped Karai when she was a mindless serpent and used her as ransom. These boys were just asking for a death sentence. So when they finally captured them, this man Shredder came up and he could have just killed him right here. But instead, he decided to be merciful. He said,
"You niggas are going to amuse me." Fold them in the bit. So first was Bebop, and in all honesty, he deserves it for rocking this whack-ass mohawk. Like, dog, what the hell is this? No fade or nothing, not even a hairline. So he
Damn.
gets thrown into the pit.
Vicious.
He starts tweaking out in there. Nigga started hitting the SIMP straps, my pants. Then they smack Rocksteady's big ass in there. And Shredder's just watching this with joy in his face right now. Look at this sick individual just loving every second of this shit. So when they came out, Bebop got turned into a ugly-ass warthog, and Rocksteady a fat-ass rhino. So they tried to retaliate, because they was obviously mad as hell. So first up was Bebop. Nigga came in spinning on some Michael Jackson shit. Just for Shredder to speed blitz this man and break his ribs. Nigga on his knees looking like he just ate 3 a.m. Taco Bell. The floodgates is about to open. So then Rocksteady charges at this man, but he blocks it, grabs him by the horn, sweeps him, then rolls this fat-ass rhino like a bowling ball. Nah, bro, this is actually insane. Y'all know how much rhinos weigh, right? Rocksteady is a white rhino. That motherfucker is at least 5,000 pounds. He just casually rolled this nigga like a bowling ball. Well, yeah, after he mutated them, he then beat them into submission. And now they had to work for him for the rest of their lives. And with that, we wrap up our little mutilation case. Now, case 2 of Exhibit D, the 1v8. Now, Shredder's had multiple fights with the turtle. And to be quite honest with you, the result of every fight is usually the same as always. Shredder beats the living dog crap out of them until they are on the brink of death and have to retreat. But this one, however, though, was a little bit more nastier than usual. Because instead of just fighting 4 turtles, this man got jumped by a total of 8 mutants and lived to tell the tale. Now, this is actually insane. First off, the other 4 mutants that are with the turtles are the mute animals. These 4 consist of Slash, an oversized turtle that is built like Bowser, Leatherhead, a ginormous mutant gator straight out of Florida, a telekinetic monkey, and this pigeon nigga. I don't know what the fuck this is, to be honest with you. But them and the turtles had this man Shredder surrounded. So logically thinking, you see this and you're like, oh my God, it's over for Shredder. This man's about to get jumped. No. Quite the opposite exactly. This man started laying hands on all 8 of these niggas. Did you just see what he just did to that fat ass gator? He picked up this 1,000-pound gator and just slammed him. This man is a Florida man. And just look at him. He hasn't even moved from the same spot. Pause and replay. He just grabbed that nigga pigeon out of the air mid-attack, chucked him across the room while still getting jumped and surviving psychic attacks. So he starts laying the feet and the hands on their ass. Replay again. Look at what he just did to Caesar. Nigga whipped his leg back, had this nigga in the spinal position, and his eyes are popping out of his sockets right now. Then throws this curious monkey along with Michelangelo and Donatello. So right after that, the heavyweights come up and try to sneak him, but Shredder hit these boys with the shing, shing, shing. Sent these boys packing. But wait, make some room, because here comes Nigga Pigeon. I don't even know where bro came from. He just flew out of nowhere. So while Shredder continued to fight Leonardo and Raphael in the same spot, by the way, this man has not moved away from this circle once. He is knocking both of them out, and this man just won a 1v8 with relative ease. He didn't even break a sweat, and he didn't move from the circle once.
That is I remember this fight. I didn't remember the fact that he didn't even move from the circle he was standing in. That is just vicious. to a 1v8, it didn't even move from the spot he was in is brutal. Like, I'm just having like a flashback to like when Goku, Trunks, Piccolo, and Gohan went to fight Broly, and he just destroyed them. This is just like that, but with people who have a lot less power level to destroy a planet. And it's still just absurd. Because Jesus Christ.
Like, that is insane! And the only reason they all ended up living after this is because a statue fell on them. And you best believe they was out of there. It may have been a 1v8, but this was a losing battle. So when they finally got Shredder out of the rubble, this man just stood there for a second just to charge up his scream. And then he just let it all out. This man was pissed.
The nigga turtles got bailed out once again. But anyways, charge-wise, to sum it up, that's like 8 attempted murders, along with the child abuse and the animal abuse. Like, good God, bro. This man is having a historic roundtable run. So, now we get to the point where this man put the entire planet at risk multiple times. And we started off with case 3, helping the Krang invade Earth.
Yep.
So Shredder had a mutual alliance with the Krang, and they had a very great business relationship. After taking one of them hostage, beating them to death, selling a literal child to them, and mutually hating the turtles, they had a very great working relationship. So one day, the Krang came to Shredder with a proposal. They proposed that you help us take over New York and the world, and in return, we will help you turn your daughter back from a mindless serpent into a human again. So Shredder decided to take the deal because A, this nigga does not give a about humanity. I mean, he literally could not care less. And B, they made him another offer that he couldn't refuse. They were gonna bring him Splinter. So when he heard this, he jumped out his seat with joy. He was like, oh yeah, go on.
Not the bounce
Fuck
TV.
up this whole damn planet. I don't give a fuck. Just bring me that ugly ass rock.
So exactly one day later, the Krang invade Earth. They are fucking up everything. It is literally doomsday out here. The Krang Prime is out here squirting on niggas' paws.
Whoa.
Look at this next part, bro. This poor kid is trying to protect his little sister, trying to get to safety, and he ends up running into Shredder just ore farming. That kid looked at him for 2 seconds and dipped out of there. Little
Smart
nigga felt
decision.
that aura and his fight or flight senses kicked in. So after this
Smart
man put
decision.
the whole city on fire and mean mugged this kid, he caught this man Leonardo lacking.
Oh
so
no,
hard.
not
Leo was
Leo.
just out in the streets trying to help, and he ended up running into Shredder and his goons, ready to jump this nigga. So Shredder said,
Boys, cook that nigga.
so they start jumping and stomping Leonardo out. So bro tried to fight back, and my God, he did his best. But Shredder just teleports right behind him. And Leonardo knew, you could see from his face, he's behind me, isn't he?
Hi, how are you?
So after jumping Leonardo and sending him to the Shadow Realm, he ends up encountering Splinter. So Splinter straight up told him, where is my son? And Shredder told him exactly.
Oh, I just took him, just like your daughter.
And then this man just starts laughing. This is a sick nigga, dog. He will not stop until he takes everything from this man.
He's always
So
been
Shredder starts
Batman right
beating
now,
the
look.
life out of him, throwing him into forklifts and multiple steel pipes just dropping on him. So Shredder walks up to Splinter, grabs him by the goatee. That is so disrespectful, bro. Grabbing another man by his beard is crazy. So he pulls out the blade and he's like,
This is for taking my bitch, you thieving, conniving motherfucker.
but Leatherhead comes out of nowhere, straight out of Orlando, and starts biting and chomping on this man, stabbing him and shit. Good God! And he throws him in the rafters. So you gotta think, no way anybody survives that. Bro literally got ate. Like he was feasting on him. But Leatherhead must have forgot from that last encounter they had that this man Shredder is a certified Floridian. He came up and started whooping this gator's ass. Then he just starts beating his sides in. That nigga Leatherhead started crying for help. This was just outrageous. Then he runs at this gator at full speed and drop kicks him, sending this 1,000-pound gator back to the sewers. Bro said you should have stayed your ass.
What is Shredder guilty of? Mobilizing a private army to exterminate giant and dangerous mutants, turtles, and rats. Sounds like he should be working for the government. I mean, I think you forget Afro. Sure, he's dealing with mutants, but what about the whole letting aliens invade the planet for invasion?
That's in Florida, nigga. So after that happened, Splinter ended up getting a rage boost, and he runs at Shredder and spears him. And they start falling down to the sewers. So when they fell in the sewers, the turtles and everybody ended up seeing this, but they were blocked off, so they couldn't help at all. And Shredder was excited. He said,
Yeah, watch closely, kids. Pay attention to how your daddy dies.
Shredder was enjoying every second beating this man in front of his kids. So then he threw some smoke in his face, and he jumps up and tries to kill him. But Splinter ends up using his ult, and he ends up getting a critical hit on this man. Sent this man packing into a wall. So Splinter thought it was over, and it was.
was for him. Shredder smacks this man upside the head, knocking him on the ground, then started
Making
beating
art.
him to death. This
a
was
bad
so
door,
brutal
too.
they didn't even show it. Then he picked up his body, walked over to
He's
the
definitely a
wall,
quote-unquote
threw his
bad guy.
body in, and flushed him down the
Well,
toilet in front of his
there he
kids,
goes.
and they couldn't do nothing about it. And he just looked at him like, "You're next," and left. So the repercussions after this were wild. First, New York got completely taken over
Yep.
by aliens because of this man. Second, Leonardo became a vegetable after getting jumped. And last but not least, the Foot Clan ended up finding Splinter's body. And this man wasn't even the same. He was in a feral state. Shredder beat him so hard he broke his mind. So he decided, you know what? Instead of killing you, I'm gonna lock you up in a cage so I can watch you rot. And then I'm gonna restore your mind at the last minute before I kill you, so you can know that it was me. This man is a sick individual. This is elite hating. I have to tip my hat to it because this is ridiculous. But that was only the first time this man put the planet at risk.
Hey everybody, it's Ace. I bet you're wondering, where's the rest of the video for CJ the Champ and the Shredder Trials? Well, this was also a long recording for this, seeing as this is an hour video, so I decided to separate it into two parts. While we get the first part early this morning, I'll probably release the second part of it right in the afternoon, so you can at least have two of these, so they're not just one long video. So check back later in the afternoon, and hope you enjoy the rest of the reaction. Till then, check out some of the other videos we got. And till next time, I've been Ace. You guys have a great night. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.